We are in chapter 4, graphing and writing equations in slope-intercept form. So recall that we originally graphed a linear equation by using a table of random x values. So if I wanted to graph this equation, if you want to graph any equation, all you need to do is use some x values, substitute them to receive y values, and then graph those coordinates. So let's do that. The first one is -2, 5, and 5. So you type in your calculator or just by hand like this. If I substitute 5 in, I'm going to get -10 plus 5, which is -5. I'm going to do that for the following. So I'm going to substitute in all my points. And I'm going to get 7, 1, 5. Okay. All you need is 2 points to graph a linear equation. Because 2 points connected is a straight line. However, more points, the better. It makes it more accurate. Well, drawing more accurate. Up, down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -1, up 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 1. So go over 2, 1, 2, up 1. 0, 5, 1, 2. Okay. So I'd use a ruler or something, but just for time's sake, here is your equation graphed. It says when a linear equation, though, is in slope-intercept form, we do not need a table of values. Well, slope is your rate of change. Intercept is where you intercept the y-axis. It says graph the following equation. This is in slope-intercept form, where -2 is your slope, or your m, and 5 is your y-intercept, or your b. So that's where we intercept the y-axis, and this is our slope. That's why it's called slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b form. It says begin with b and move with m. So instead of using these table of values, we can simply just start with our y-intercept. So we go to our y, and we intercept across at 5. Our slope is -2. So our slope is down 1, right 2. Down 1, 2. I'm sorry, right 1. Down 2, right 1. Down 2, right 1. So you begin with B, move with M, or you go up to left 1. There's your equation. Look, they're the same. They're the same equation. I did it with the table of values, or I did it with slope-intercept form. Here it says graph the following linear equations. So the first one we're going to use is 1/2 and 5. So we begin with B and we move with M. We're going to begin with 5, and we're going to go up 1, right 2. Up 1, right 2. Or we could have gone down 1, left 2. Down 1, left 2. Down 1, left 2. Down 1, left 2. Part B, y equals mx plus b. Well, if I have y equals 4, y equals something x plus 4. What was our something x? Why did the x disappear? Because 0 was here beside x. So y equals 4, that means you go to the y-axis and you go to 4. but you have zero slope, so you should be able to write the letter Z. Zero slope. Okay. For part C, it says x is 3. So you go to the x-axis and go to 3. This is not written in slope-intercept form. If it's not written in slope-intercept form, that means there was no slope. So draw a line straight up and down. No slope. X equals is straight up and down. Y equals is left to right. Okay. Next one, it says, given the information, write an equation in slope-intercept form. Well, the first one says we're going to start at the point -3, -5. So we go over to -3 and -5. Put a big fat dot. The slope is 3 over 2. So go up 1, 2, 3 over 2. Up 1, 2, 3 over 2. Up 1, 2, 3 over 2. So there's many ways you can graph. You can be given a point and a slope. You can do slope-intercept form. You can use a table of values, or you can just be given 2 points. 6, 1, -2, 1. That's a y equals equation. Y equals 1. Yeah, y equals 1. Now, there's many ways to write an equation in slope-intercept form. Okay, so if you're given a slope and you're given a y-intercept, you can write an equation. So let's look at this page for a second. The next page. It says, write an equation for each line. It says it has a slope of 2 and a y-intercept of 4. So if our slope is 2, we replace m with 2. Our y-intercept is 4, so we replace b with 4. Why did I write 2? How would you write the next one? Go ahead. Write it down. Okay, the next one says you're going to go through the point 0, -4. Well, that's your y-intercept. Your y-intercept, your values are always 0. So that's your y-intercept, and this is your slope. So your slope is 2, and you go through 0, -4. What would the next one be? Go ahead and try it yourself. Right, and last one, go ahead, keep trying. So your y-intercept is also a coordinate. Now what if we were given a graph? We know that we have to write it in slope-intercept form, something x plus b, y equals something x plus b. Well, here's your equation. Your b or y-intercept is 0, 4, so you're simply saying plus 4. And your slope was up 1, up 2 over 1. Yeah, let's look. Up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Over here, you started at -2. So we won't write plus. It's a -2. And you went down 1 and to the right 2. You went down 1 and to the right 2. So those are your equations. It says up here, give the coordinates of the point where it crosses the line of the y-axis. So they want a coordinate for this point, and it crosses the y-axis. Well, we just said a y-intercept always has an x value of 0. So you're always going to have an x value of 0 for your y-intercept. Your y-intercept here is 4. Your y-intercept here is -3. So there's a value for y, but nothing for x. Here, you're technically adding 0. So your y-intercept is 0, 0. Here, let's rearrange it. Y equals -x plus 2. That's a positive 2. So your y-intercept is 2, means your x value is 0. Okay. All right, let's go back. What happens though if we're not given the y-intercept and the slope? It's a little more complicated. We can use this formula. It's called point-slope form. Okay, so when you're given a point and a slope, you can rearrange and put in slope-intercept form by using the slope formula. This is slope. We can rearrange by putting x where m is, and just remove one of the subscript numbers, and there you have your formula. So it says write an equation in slope-intercept form that passes through this given point and has the given slope. So if I want to write an equation in slope-intercept form, they tell me my slope is 4, but they don't give me my y-intercept. That means I have to use another point. So I'm going to use this formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I'm going to replace x1 and y1 and m. Well, m is 4. My x value is 4. My y value is 1. I would be done if I want a point slope form, but I don't. I want slope intercept form. So I'm going to distribute, bring 1 to the other side. So my equation is y equals 4x minus 15. Okay, let's try it again. Y equals 1/3 x plus, we got to figure it out. Well, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. My y1 is -2, so minus a -2. My m is 1/3. My x1 is 3. So y plus 2 equals 1/3 x minus 1. Subtract 2 from both sides. We're done. Here, y equals 0x plus, we don't know. So we have to use our point slope form. Y minus 7 equals 0x minus 0. I'm going to add 7 to the other side. So y equals 0x plus 7. Well, what's 0 times x? Just 0. So y equals 7. Okay, if this is a little rough for you, that's okay. We're going to practice that more, but everything else should have been mildly easy. If you're confused with this, that's okay. We'll keep working. And check your homework assignment on Google Classroom.